The voice of the customer is customer has some requirements and he wanted to tell in his own language. The language of the customer is the voice of the customer, where your company seeks customer feedback about their experience with your products and services and then turns that feedback into valuable insights. Okay, let's go deeper into this. What is the goal of this? So we should be able to identify main customers. First, who are your main customers who use your product or service? Okay, and how do you conduct this voice of customer feedback? Okay, how do you get their feedback? How do you capture this voice of customer? What are the questions that you'll ask? What type of questions will you ask? Okay, what are the tools that you use to capture the voice of customer? Okay, where will you access customer data? Identify at least 3 reactive sources of data, 3 proactive sources of data. What is reactive sources of data? Proactive sources of data. Okay, and create a preliminary plan for collecting the voice of customer data. Okay, with that, and we are going to use some tools also after that. This is called affinity diagram. Okay, affinity diagram, which we'll explain later. We will group the feedback into certain categories. Okay, that is called affinity diagram. Then we will use a framework called Kano model. I'm going to go deep into Kano model today. All of you type K-A-N-O in the chat box. Kano. This is named after Dr. Kano, okay, who is given a framework for identifying customer needs. Okay, and then we will use what is called as CTQ. Please take in your notes CTQ, critical to quality. And how do you translate the voice of customer into critical to quality? Suppose if the customer says, I want hot coffee, that is the voice of the customer. But how hot should the coffee be is critical to quality. Okay, the customer will say, I want strong coffee. Okay, and how strong the coffee should be is called the specification, that is called critical to quality, so that he meets the requirement of what is called as a strong coffee. See, people who go for a party or drinks, they'll say make it large. Okay, make it large means what is critical to quality? How much is the specification of large? Please put it in the chat box. See, when you 3000 ml, is it double? Is it? Okay, suppose if you go for a drink and the customer says, oh, give me a small. Okay, what does that small means? How do you translate that into specification? 30 ml. Okay, now people are clear. 8 ounces. Okay, chota. Okay, okay. Now this is what is the voice of customer, which is critical to quality. Okay, so if this overall voice of customer to critical quality is clear, type SC, super clear in the chat box. Okay, I'll explain you with more examples if you're not clear. Okay, we're going to go deeper into voice of customer today. So we use what is called as the tree diagram to really break down voice of customer to critical to qualities. Okay, now quiz session. How many of you are ready for a quiz? I'm going to ask quiz, which is impregnated with these slides. Okay, and I will share all these slides towards the end of the session. Okay, go. Okay, be ready for the quiz. Okay, question. What does voice of VOC refer to in quality management? Now that you heard, this is the simplest. Verification of customer expectation, voice of company, voice of customer complaints, voice of customer. What is the correct answer? Very easy question, right? To start with, it'll be easy questions. Okay, so voice of customer, naturally. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. Let's go deeper. What is voice of customer? It is used to describe customer needs and perceptions about the quality of service. Okay, now why is voice of customer so critical? What products and services to offer, identify the features, where to focus, baseline of customer satisfaction, identify the key drivers. So these are some of the things that the voice of customer helps. Okay, I will show you this model where the needs are identified so that you can decide what product service you want. You can decide what features you should focus on. You should decide where to focus the improvement effort. What is the baseline for measurement? What are the key drivers? All that will come from voice of customer. Okay. Now, Kano model. Now, this is going to be very, very interesting and you will love this. Okay. Due respects to this gentleman, Dr. Kano. Okay. Now, I'm going to make this very interesting. I'm going to make this very, very interesting. Now, I have drawn a horizontal line and something you see on the screen on the top. What is that? Type in the chat box. What is that you see on the screen on the top? Smiley, happy, happy. All of you type happy HC in the chat box. Happy customer, happy customer, happy customer. Okay. I have HC in the chat box. Okay. Good. Thank you very much. Now, all of you, what do you see at the bottom? All of you type AC, angry customer in the chat box. Angry customer. Okay. Now, good. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, I'll draw a horizontal line. Not fulfilled. If the customer requirement is not fulfilled, which color the customer is turned to? Angry customer, right? Okay, red. Suppose if the customer needs are fulfilled, which color he will turn to? Yellow or green? Okay, whatever it is. Okay, happy customers. Dr. Kano says, if the customer needs are fulfilled, it is not necessary he is going to be happy. And if the customer needs are not fulfilled, it is not necessary that he is going to be unhappy. Whatever I told you, how many of you are clear? Please give me a 9 or 10 if you are clear. I will repeat again. Do you want me to repeat? Okay, I'll repeat once again. What Dr. Kano says is, we think that if the customer needs are fulfilled, that he is going to be happy. It is not necessarily true all the time. He also says, if we think that if customer needs are not fulfilled, he is going to be unhappy. That is also not necessarily true. Hey, how is it possible? Naturally, if my needs are not fulfilled, I'm going to be unhappy. Are you out of your mind? What are you talking? He says, even if you fulfill the customer needs, okay, there is something called as a basic need. If you fulfill the basic need, he is not going to be happy necessarily. But if it is not fulfilled, he is going to be unhappy. Please understand. If basic needs are not fulfilled, he is going to be unhappy. But if basic needs are fulfilled, is necessary. I mean, it is not necessary that he is going to feel happy. Let me give you an example. I am checking into a hotel, and after that I get the room key. I'm very tired. I want to take a shower. I open the shower, and the shower, nice cool water comes in. I get refreshed. I feel energized. Am I going to say, call the receptionist and say, hey, I opened the shower and nice water came. Thank you very much. Am I going to be excited and talk to the receptionist? No. But at the same time, if I open the shower and only air comes through that or some gas comes through that, how will I feel? What type of customer I'll become? AC or HC? Angry customer. Let me give you another example. I buy a SIM card for my mobile. I put it on my phone. I call and dial my friend, and it rings, and my friend on the other side says, hi, Dr. Murali, how are you? Am I going to become very, very, excited? Call this, Airtel or Vodafone or service center and say, hey, I use your SIM. I put it. I'm able to call. Thank you very much. Are you going to tell them? No. But suppose I put that SIM card and only the voice comes and no one on the other side is picking up and the signal is not going through. What type of customer you will become? AC. If this is clear, type SC. Super clear in the chat box. Now, listen to me carefully. These basic needs are those needs which must be fulfilled, and you need not go for anything else. Please fulfill the basic needs first. It must be fulfilled. Okay. If you fulfill that, don't think customers will be happy. But if you don't fulfill this, customer will certainly be angry on you. Okay. So I have given you some examples of basic needs. Now performance needs. Performance need is, for example, if I promise a mileage of 60 miles per hour for a bike, if you buy that bike and if you get 80 miles per hour, what type of customer you will be, HC or AC? Instead of 60 they promised, you get 80. You'll be a happy customer. Suppose instead of 60 you get only 40, what type of customer you will become? AC. So petrol mileage is a performance. That is value for money, the guarantee that you give. For example, I buy this phone and it says that, okay, battery life is so and so. Okay, battery life is so and so, and they promise that 10 hours of battery life. If I get 20 hours, what type of customer I'll become? HC customers, right? Suppose if it comes only for 2 hours, I'll become certainly angry and disappointed, right? Okay, so performance need, higher the better. Okay, all of you type HPB. All right, so if performance need is clear on a scale of 1 to 10, please give me a 9 or 10 if the performance need is super clear. Thank you very much for so much of an active participation today. Now there is something called as a delighting needs. The delighting need is, I check into the hotel room, and as I'm checking in and writing my address or this thing and waiting, they'll ask my photo identity. As he's taking my copy of my photograph or photo identity, a beautiful lady comes and gives you a lemonade. Okay, refreshing lemonade. Okay, what type of customer will you become if you see a beautiful lady with a lemonade? Happy customer? Happy for lemonade or that beautiful lady? Somebody says both, right? Okay. On the other hand, yeah, all of you give, like Abdul, you can just give smiley here. Let's enjoy the session. Let's not be serious like classroom sessions. Okay, give me a nice smiley. Okay, good. On the other hand, I'm checking in the hotel. He's taking a print of my photo ID card. No juice, low lemonade. Are you really going to be unhappy? No, right? Okay. The other example that I'll give is, suppose you give your car for service, okay? And then after the car is serviced, clean, you open the car and you see a complimentary nice fragrance, okay? Something that is hanging, okay? Like a maple leaf, okay? And the nice lime fragrance or whatever, musk fragrance or whatever that you like there. How do you feel? What type of customer you will become? Happy customers, just nice clean car with a nice perfume and nice ambience, nice air. But if there is no perfume, are you really going to be unhappy? No, right? So these are all called delighter needs. It may be, okay? Delighter needs, maybe. So basic needs must be fulfilled. The performance needs, higher the better. And the delighter need, maybe, okay? If these three needs are clear on a scale of 1 to 10, please give me a 9 or 10 if it is super clear. But I'm going to share all this towards the end of the session, okay? Don't worry. And if you are so far finding it interesting, useful, valuable, fantastic, awesome, just put it in the chat box. Let me draw some inspiration from your statements and go a little deeper into this Kano model. Good. Thank you very much. And sincere thanks to each and every one of you who found this interesting, useful, valuable, fantastic, awesome. Okay. All right. Now, look at this. What Dr. Kano says is, suppose if you're in the year 2024, in next 5 years, this delighter need will become a basic need. That's what you should understand. Today, your delighter need may be your competitive advantage. Your delighter need may be your competitive advantage. So you need to find out what your delighter need is. In the year 2007, I had a phone with a QWERTY keyboard which can send the mails, which I was delighted with. What phone am I referring to? Please put it in the chat box. Which phone am I referring to? BlackBerry, Shaktivel, right? BlackBerry. But then, after 5 years, it has become a basic need. Okay. Today, if you have a keyboard typing, would you really feel excited? If you don't have a keyboard, you will become angry. Okay. I had a bike which was kickstarting. Okay. It's called Suzuki Shogun. Okay. 5 years. Now, I was very excited when there was a button start. How many of you have bikes with a button start and got excited with bike with button start? Now, so when the bike came with heavy bikes came with a button start, you got excited. But today, that has become a basic need. And that's what Kano says, Dr. Kano says, the basic need, the delighter needs become basic need with respect to time. So you need to find a way to delight your customers. If this is super clear, just type SC in the chat box. Constantly look to delight your customers. All right. Question answers. Question. In voice of analysis, what does it mean if customer expresses a need as must have? Must have. It's nice to have feature. It's a critical requirement. It's irrelevant to the product. It's not important to the customer. Must have means what? Yeah, D is the right answer. It's critical to the customer. It must have means it is critical to the customer. Thank you very much. All of you were quite attentive in the classroom. Very good. It's a critical requirement, basic need. Okay, it's a basic need. So now generally in Six Sigma projects, we identify the customers and determine what you need to know. Then we collect and analyze some reactive system data, then filling the gaps with proactive approaches, analyze the key customer needs in their language and translate that to CTQ. Okay, and then set the specification for CTQ. This is what is the steps that we follow. First, identify customers and determine what you want to know. Second is collect and analyze reactive system data and then filling the gaps with proactive approaches. Then analyze the data to generate a key list of customer needs in their language and translate them into critical to quality and set the specifications. We are going to do that now. Okay, we are going to do that now. So that we have list of customer segments, reactive and proactive sources of data, getting their verbal needs and then determine critical. With example, it will become clear. Don't worry about this. Okay. Now, all you need to know is you have a need. There are drivers. You have critical to qualities. Okay. The high level customer needs is called voice of customer. And we need to identify what are the drivers and critical. I'm going to actually explain to you. See, the need will become generalistic and CTQs will become specific. Okay, for example, the need is hot coffee. CTQ will be maybe the temperature that is some 80 degrees, 85 degrees, that is specific. The need might be strong coffee. The specification will be, you add so much of decoction or milk. That's what it requires to be specific. Okay. Okay, so from need is generalistic, and the need is hard to measure, and critical to quality is easy to measure. Okay, easy to measure. So that is why from generalistic, which is hard to measure, we go to specific and easy to measure. If this is clear, please give me a 9 or 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. Very, very important to understand. Super. Thank you very much. Okay, I will explain with examples for those who missed the bus. Okay, let me ask a question before I add. Now, this is a very tricky question. All of you should answer very carefully. Okay. The CTQ are defined as an aspect of product or service that are critical to quality assurance, customer satisfaction, employee engagement, and cost reduction. Okay, which is the answer? Wow, I thought many will type A, but B is the right answer. Good. It is critical to customer satisfaction. Okay, fantastic. Very good. I thought this was tricky, but you guys are smarter than that. Okay, because CTQ means the immediate urge is to write quality. Okay, so but that aspect of product or service that are critical to customer satisfaction. Okay, so voice of customer to CTQ framework is something like this. You have a need, you have a driver, and you have a requirement. Okay, let us see an example of this. How the need, all of you type NDR in the chat box, and you have to write in your notes NDR. Okay, the need to driver to requirement. Okay, NDR in the chat box. This is going to be very, very nice learning today. Okay, good. Let's go deeper. Okay, just to refresh ourselves, can we see a small video? Maybe it is how many minutes? A 3-minute video. How many of you want to see a small 3-minute video? Just type video in the chat box. I had made a small 3-minute video. So if you want to see the 3-minute video, you can. Okay, just 3 minutes. This is available in my YouTube also, but initial videos that I made.
Welcome. In this short video I will explain Voice of Customer, VOC. This tool helps to understand customer needs and desires. Let's get started.
Ask you some questions.
There are two customer categories. One who comes to the store spend his money. The other can be your colleague on following process. Both must be treated the same way, because we are influencing their lives by our product or process quality. There are two kinds of needs, based on Kano model. Musts and delighters, with the direct relations between customer need and his satisfaction. So, as much as we fulfill customer needs, his satisfaction is growing. There are two ways to recognize customer wishes. Active way. You ask customer verbally, by survey or market research. Or passive way. From complaints and warranty claims. Ideally evaluate both options. But, being more proactive can earn more credits in customers' eyes. And here is where Voice of Customer take its place. Here are VOC steps. Define specific survey or questionnaire focus. Create survey. Ask for customer experiences. Evaluate survey. Improve pains. Think about your specific questionnaire focus. First, you do not want to have wildly spread questions. Narrow your question towards your specific interest. When you lead a project, ask about specific pain you are addressing. Decide to use paper, electronic or verbal survey. Create easy survey, quickly fillable. That person will not spend more than 2, maximum 5 minutes by filling. Use 2-type question. Yes or no questions, or 1 to 5 scale is a first type. Second type is to let customers use own words. Make sure customer understands why you are asking for his opinion. Explain your reasons briefly. Also ask both positive and negative feedback when asking customer. To have valuable feedback, you need minimum 10 different answers, but optimum 30. Try to visualize data on charts or graphs. Own worded answers must be transferred to key indicators. Express each sentence by 2 to 3 words. VOC example at restaurant. Food was great, but I was expected bigger portion of meat. Key indicator could be portion size. If there is positive feedback, think about how you sustain it for a future. Create action list with a plan to address negative feedback and make it positive. Do not forget, this should be a team effort. So, involve more people and departments in solution. And do not jump into the solutions however attractive and tempting it would be. Try to understand current problem, identify your ideal state, and create a plan to reach it.
Alright, so if you found it interesting, useful, valuable, just put it in the chat box. Okay, just a short 3-minute video, okay? Okay, thank you very much, and let's get into a small question with that video, okay? Question. Which of the following is not a method for capturing voice of customers? Surveys, focused groups, sales reports, and social media monitoring. Let's see what's the right answer. Okay, there are mixed answers, so a lot of answers. Tricky question, right? We use surveys, we use focus groups, we also monitor social media of the feedback of the customers, okay? So sales report is something we don't use to capture the voice of the customer, okay? Okay, so we said need means what is essential. Okay, the need means what is essential or critical in a product. That's a need. What is essential for a basic need, performance need, and delighter need. What is essential or critical in a product? We are talking about basic need. The driver means what guarantees that the need is covered. What guarantees that the need is covered. Then the requirement is what specification guarantees the driver. The exact specification. I'll repeat. Need means what is essential and what is critical. Okay. Driver is what guarantees that the need is covered, and specification that guarantees the driver. Let me give an example and you will become familiar. But before that, one small question. When identifying critical to quality, it is important to focus on elements that are easily changeable, cost effective, within control of organization, or important to customer. This is an easy question just to give you some boost or momentum, right? Yeah, all of you write D, correct. Okay, when identifying critical to quality, it's important to focus on the element that are important to the customer, okay? Important to the customer. Now, suppose we already said that the need is hard to measure and CTQ is easy to measure. Okay? And we also said the need is generalistic and CTQ is very specific that we have written here. Suppose, how many of you like donuts? Just type donuts in the chat box, or you can also put the emojis of donuts. Okay, how many of you like donuts? Just give it a like in the chat box. Do you like donuts? No? Okay, doesn't matter as of now. Let's see. For the donuts, you want it to be fresh, and this is a need. This is the driver. Okay, the driver for great donuts is being fresh and variety. And being fresh means in order to keep it fresh, you cannot produce everything and keep it. You need to stagger the production based on consumption. Okay, and you need to use that boxes or bags which can preserve freshness. And another driver is the variety. Okay, develop a regular menu of 12 donuts, rotating menu of premium donuts, and seasonal special donuts, and all that. Okay, so this is one. If this example is clear, please give me a 9 or 10 if it is clear. Product, the need, the drivers, and critical to quality. I'll give you a few more examples so that you will become very, very familiar. Okay, I'll give you another example. Example 2. All that you need to remember is the need means it is hard to measure, and CTQ means it is easy to measure. For example, if the customer wants a salad, how many of you like salad? Just type like in the chat box if you like salads, the fresh salads. Okay, nice. So if you want, the drivers of the fresh salad is probably the price, the temperature, right, and the taste. Those are the drivers. So the price is, it should not be too expensive. Okay, so we should have a reasonable price. Temperature means it should be cool enough, and taste means not too sweet, a good mix of fruits and this thing. If this example is clear, give me a 9 or 10 if it is super clear. I'll give you a few more examples, 2 more examples, okay? For those who didn't understand that example. Okay, now I'll give you one more example, wait. So always remember the need is generalistic and CTQ is very, very specific. So question. Which of the following is an example of CTQ for a mobile phone? Okay, CTQ for mobile phone. Weight of the charger, color of the packaging, screen resolution, and length of warranty. Okay, which is example of CTQ? Screen resolution. Okay, screen resolution, critical to quality. Okay, that is measurable. Okay. Okay, with that, one more example I'll give you of good delivery. Good delivery means timely, accurate, and service. These are all drivers. Timely means orders should be delivered within 90% of the time, and accurate means 94% of the orders are delivered correctly, and order tracking. Service means order tracking is available. Driver always comes with a smile, etc., etc. If this example is clear, give me a 9 or 10 if it is super clear. One more example, and the last example probably I'll give you is I want a good service. Okay, if somebody says I want good service, the drivers are right appearance, fast delivery, right location, and then the appearance is height of the pizza, uneven diameter. This is pizza service. Okay, and color of the pizza. Delivery means deliver in the forecasted time, delivery time, and the right location means the address. Okay. So with that, these are the needs, drivers, and critical to qualities. Drivers are defined from your voice of the customer. Okay. We will measure the performance. For example, we will go deeper into this when we actually do a project. Okay. I'm just giving you a high-level view of how to measure the performance. Once you come to critical to quality, okay, voice of the customer, we will have a trend by which we will start measuring. Okay, last question. Which factor is crucial on prioritizing CTQ? Frequency of occurrence, cost of implementation, impact of customer service, or employee preferences? Which is critical to quality? Frequency of occurrence, cost of implementation, impact on customer satisfaction. Excellent. Impact on customer satisfaction. Okay. And second question is, I have two more questions. In which phase of DMAC the CTQ is used? In which phase of DMAC is the CTQ used? It is used in a defined phase. All of you write B, okay? Because since it's defined phase, all of you writing B. No, it is used in defined phase, okay? And in Six Sigma methodology, CTQs are directly linked to project charter or fishbone diagram or project scope. Which one is it related to? A, B, C, D. Let's see. Project charter is the right answer, okay? Please write down, take all these notes. And the last question for the day is, which tool is commonly used to translate VOC to CTQs? This is a high-level question. I have not taught this, okay? I don't expect to see a right answer. Please write QFD. We will talk about quality function deployment in the